Hey everybody, my name is Kevin Gilmore from the National Weather Service New Orleans Baton Rouge office located in Slidell, Louisiana. And we're going to be doing your weekly weather briefing for Thursday, December 26th. Starting off with a situation overview, we know we got a lot of text here, but that's because we're in a bit of an active weather pattern these days. We have several rounds of showers and storms, potentially even stronger severe thunderstorms expected through the weekend. Trying to break it down in individual rounds of which we're going to be focusing here on the next few days. One is going to be later tonight and early Friday from some storms off towards our west, which will be approaching our areas later tonight. Round two, we have a low chance of some redevelopment of some strong to potentially severe storms for eastern areas Friday morning and afternoon. And then we're going to spend a lot more time talking about round three. That's a more potent storm system is going to be approaching our area with a greater conditional risk of severe weather Saturday evening into the overnight hours. Then beyond that, drying out Sunday into next week, but we may have another quick moving front coming through Tuesday, which will bring cooler temperatures mid to late week and into next weekend. So starting off with that round one, we're already seeing strong to severe storms getting their act together now in far eastern Texas, getting into western Louisiana, associated with a storm system that is organizing. Now, this storm system will continue to move away from our area towards the northeast, but will still send a line of strong to severe thunderstorms towards our far western areas later tonight into early tomorrow. Now, confidence on how far this line will make it before it dissipates is still in question, as guidance continues to be in good agreement that the line will weaken as it continues through our area. However, that line could continue a little bit further east, or it could dissipate a little bit further west. That just remains in question. But for now, the areas that you see highlighted there are for the areas that have the greater potential to see a couple strong, maybe severe thunderstorms at a marginal to a slight risk of severe weather. That's a threat level 1 or 2 out of 5 for those areas. Again, primarily after midnight for the timing you see there on the right side there, on the right side. 12 a.m. to 5 a.m. A line going to be coming across the area, and then that should steadily weaken as we get towards daybreak Friday. And like I mentioned before, confidence on where that line may slow down is still in question, so be aware that there could be some changes in the forecast, and it's important to stay weather aware as we go through the rest of tonight, and especially early tomorrow morning. Now, talking about round two, there is a possibility that some of these storms could redevelop on the same front, that same boundary sweeping across the area later tonight. When we heat up during the day tomorrow, we could see a redevelopment primarily over southeastern Mississippi or coastal Mississippi areas, then quickly getting out here towards the east. Again, chances of this occurring is relatively low. It's just something we're going to have to kind of keep an eye out for. Otherwise, for areas including New Orleans and Baton Rouge, not really a whole lot going on tomorrow. Maybe a scattered shower, maybe some drizzle at times, but overall, a relatively nice day with warm temperatures. And then it's going to be getting into the day on Saturday where we'll be monitoring the potential for strong to severe thunderstorms organizing towards our west and with a more potent storm system. That's where we're talking about a marginal to slight and even now an enhanced risk for far northern areas. That's primarily for central Mississippi and northern Louisiana, where we may have more potential for widespread severe weather, possibly even significant in some areas. That's going to be getting to the day on Saturday. And as far as specifics in regards to timing right now is a little bit broad. That's because there's a little bit of disagreements in model guidance, but still thinking that evening through overnight hours, Saturday into early morning Sunday for northwest areas, to after midnight primarily for that I-59 corridor in coastal areas to around 9 a.m. So daybreak Sunday, pushing off on those coastal areas. So a bit of a bumpy ride as we go through the overnight hours. That's why it's really important and very important to be weather aware before you go to bed Saturday, as we may have some strong to severe thunderstorms to deal with across the area. And there's your hazards: up to 1 inch in diameter hail, damaging wind gusts in excess of 16 miles per hour, and we may have to be dealing with a few tornadoes as well, especially for the I-10-12 corridor on north. Looking beyond the system, there's your very high rain chances on Saturday with the same system we were just talking about. It gets out of here early Sunday, then we dry out and cool down getting into Monday morning. Highs still relatively warm in the 70s, but then we see another frontal system on Tuesday where there could be a couple showers around, but primarily thinking not going to be a widespread heavy rain event, and that's when we're really going to cool down Wednesday and Thursday. And even beyond this, getting Friday and through next weekend, there is the chance we may be having to deal with a freeze. Friday morning, Saturday, and Sunday mornings, especially for the northern areas. Confidence on that further south area, including New Orleans, not anticipating any concerns yet, but we're going to have to kind of keep an eye on it. Just be aware that it will be a good bit chillier middle to later parts of this upcoming week and into next weekend. And there's a summary of all the impacts that we discussed. Just we got multiple rounds going on here for the next several days, and some of these are going to be overnight. And because of that, like I was mentioning before, that's even more of an important reason you have to have a reliable way to receive warnings that will wake you up. Make sure if you have wireless emergency alerts turned on your phone, you have a NOAA weather radio that's working and programmed correctly. Again, that'll wake you up in case there are any warnings issued for your local area. But more importantly, please be weather aware. With these multiple rounds, there could be changes as we go ahead for the next few days, but we'll be able to provide that with you here in the next coming few days. So be sure to check back for more updates as they come across. So we'll go ahead and end it there, and I hope you have a great rest of the week and weekend.